Hello and welcome to Let Me Bore You to Sleep. My name is Jason Newland. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. Today is Tuesday the 3rd of February 2026. Hello. Hi. Oh, got so much to tell you. So much to tell you. Where to start? Well, for those that haven't listened before, just to let you know that I've got a website called jasonnewland.com. I'm also, all my recordings are uploaded directly to Spotify, iTunes, all the podcast places that you get podcasts. Also, you can listen to them on my website. Also, they are automatically uploaded to YouTube, all of them. I've got different descriptions of them now, so I thought I'd try and make it a little bit easier for people that are maybe listening for the first time to kind of know which one is best. So I have so before I was doing no music, no music 5 hours, music 5 hours, no music 10 hours, music 10 hours. So I stopped that. I'm still doing exactly the same, but I'm just naming them different. So the no music was now called short/voice only. The original, just the normal one with music, is called short/music. The 5 hours are now called long/voice only or music, depending on which one. And the 10-hour one is now called overnight/voice only or music. I hope it might be a bit easier now. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done. That's what I decided. I don't know what's happened to Facebook, but I can't get on there. I'll tell you what it does. Let me try and get onto Facebook right now. I go onto Facebook. Make a choice about your ads. As part of laws in your region, you can choose if you see ads on Meta products and how we use your information for ads. So I'm saying, it says get started. That's the only thing to click. You can't get out of this, so get started. Want to subscribe or continue using their products for free with ads? Or want to subscribe or continue? So subscribe to use without ads? No, because that is £2.99 a month. No thanks. Use free with ads? Yeah. So I push on that one and I click continue. And now it's saying to have products for free, to use our products for free, agree to Meta using the information following. So I'm looking at, I've opened it up just to sort of say, look, that I've read it. So I've just clicked agree. And it's brought me back to the same page again. Make a choice about your ads. As part of our laws, it's done the same on my phone as well. So currently, I was able to share one of my latest podcasts to Facebook via Spreaker, but at the moment I can't get onto Facebook. This is a very recent thing, so I was on there about 2 hours ago. So I don't know what's happened. It's pretty much locked me out. Unless it's a scam. So maybe let me know, because it is saying facebook.com privacy consent. Unless it's some kind of a scam, or hack or something. I don't know. Maybe they've hacked into my Facebook, so now they've got access to the Facebook page. I hope not, but hey, maybe if you can let me know if you can still see the page, and maybe send me a message and stuff, or maybe you having the same issue where you are. I'm in England, but it might be a worldwide thing. Oh, so that's that. My neighbour downstairs contacted me. Actually, I contacted her last week because my toilet made the weirdest sound, and just wanted to apologise. I said, I don't know what happened there, but it felt like the whole building was about to... It felt like the building was shaking, which I understand. I mean, I'd shake if I was a toilet, wouldn't you? Especially if see my big bum edging towards it. But still, I mean, this was afterwards when I flushed. It like... Again, I can't complain to the toilet making a noise like that. But apparently, I mean, it kind of stopped. I was going to call the council last week, but it didn't really do it again. It made a few noises over last week, but nothing like that. And then my neighbour downstairs, she was talking to someone, saying, oh, his toilet's just going crazy again. And the person she was talking to said, well, I've just seen him outside. He's not up there. Because I was taking Vinny out to the park. So my toilet is making noises when I'm not even here. I've literally got a haunted toilet. So ultimately, I'm going to have to contact the council tomorrow, get them to come and have a look, because there's something not right. This left me with an issue. I have to clean the bathroom. Okay, the toilet needed cleaning. Like proper... Okay, I'm not going to go into details, but it just needed cleaning. I'm not going to let someone come in and... It needed cleaning. Should we just leave it at that? Don't imagine the worst thing possible. It's not that bad, but it's not far off. And so what I did is I just basically got a whole bottle of bleach, poured it all over the toilet, all over the seat, all over every part of it, including the inside, and around the rim and around the bottom of the toilet, everything. It's completely just a whole bottle. Opened the window, turned the extractor fan on, came out and sat down, and then I had my dinner. Now I did wonder, what if I need the toilet? A wee-wee's not really a problem, it's okay. I mean, I had to kind of avoid the old, not vodka, bleach. The bleach, because it was a little bit over the floor, but I kind of... To be fair, what I noticed is, once I smell bleach, it just stays with me for a while. I used to be a cleaner in a nightclub, and I'd be smelling bleach the whole night, and I think that other people were smelling bleach on me, but I don't think they were. In fact, I did a survey, and 82% said no. A few people did sort of like look at me and just walk away, but anyway, so I thought, I'll be alright. And then I had this weird thing. It was almost like I was sabotaging myself. So I had my dinner, and I knew that I had an Easter egg in the fridge. Not a big Easter egg, not a small Easter egg, just kind of a regular size Easter egg. It's that time of the year, and I know that I shouldn't be eating stuff like that, but oh, it tastes so good. And I'm sitting in my chair, and I'm thinking, because I'd had my dinner, I took my medication, makes me a bit tired, a bit drowsy initially. I mean, I'm a bit drowsy during the day anyway because of the meds I'm on, but the initial like, ooh, it's like eat, have that. Watched a little bit of telly, and then I just kind of sat in my chair listening to one of my podcasts, one of the hypnosis relaxation sessions that I did today. And it was relaxing. That's one thing I can say about myself. The relaxation sessions are relaxing. I mean, I don't want to blow my own trumpet. I wish I could. But it's, you know what I mean? It's like, actually, I find them relaxing. And really, I probably should be the one that finds them least relaxing because it's my voice. I don't know. But anyway, I do find them relaxing. And I like to listen back to my recordings now just to make sure everything's okay. And because I did that the other day, and I listen on YouTube because it's it's on the TV, and I didn't realise that the video that I'd uploaded it hadn't processed properly. It went quiet for about half an hour and then it froze. Now, I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't watched it. No one told me. There was people watching, there's views, but no one posted a comment or anything to let me know. It's like, okay. So I need to just listen to make sure everything's kind of gone through okay. And so I'm there for probably, I don't know how long I was sitting there for, probably about 40 minutes, an hour, 40 minutes. And Vinny woke me up. I wasn't like a sleep, but I was kind of. I was listening. I was aware that I was listening, but at the same time, I was quite happy to just be listening. I was sitting up, so, just eating, so it's not like I was laying down or anything, but. And then I get up and I think, Easter egg. Easter egg. Easter egg. And that's all I'm thinking about. So I'm thinking, well, two things. I'm going to make a recording, do a Let Me Bore You to Sleep before bed. And then what I'll do is I'll edit this tomorrow morning when I get up. So it's... here's something weird. For me, anyway. When I go to bed, I look forward to waking up the next day. Like, I don't mean like super excited, like I'm going to go on holiday or something like that, or I've got a date with the love of my life, or I'm going to the sweet shop, whatever. Like Vinny would be excited if he went to the sweet shop to get a Big Zero or something. But I actually look forward to getting up. And unlike most of my life, including when I was a kid, when I look at my phone to see what time it is, if the time says like 2:30 in the morning, I'm disappointed because I want it to say 4:30 or 5:30 so I can get out of bed. Because 2:30, unless I'm like gone to bed super early, or I'm just like wide awake because I've had too many naps during the day, which sometimes happens, I'll get up. But generally, I don't want to get up too early. But 5 o'clock's a good time to wake up for me. 5 or 6, and if I look at the clock, look at the phone, and it says it's like 10 to 5, I'm like, yeah, brilliant, I can get up now. When did that happen? It never used to be like that for me. I did not enjoy getting up early in the morning. And I realised that maybe well, it's not a maybe really, it's because at long last I'm actually doing something that I enjoy doing. And I know I can't always do it, or but I can at least, even if I don't do anything or don't make a recording or don't really do anything really, I can at least look at the stats. I can have a little look. And yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll get up and I'll just sit at the table and I'll fall asleep again. Which is a bit like, why did I get out of bed? I could just be asleep. But and I'm normally in bed. I'm going to bed later now though, because I used to go to bed pretty much, a few months ago I was going to bed about 8 or 9. But these days I'm usually in bed by about 11. So, but then so quite often I'll have a nap during the day, but I'll also listen to a couple of hours worth of relaxation sessions, music, or one of my recordings, or a couple of my recordings throughout the day. So I'm also getting that rest as well, where I'm not looking at a computer screen, or I'm not watching TV or anything like that, or listen. So I guess that'll kind of make up for it. But I like getting up in the morning. I look forward to. So when I'm in bed, I'm thinking, I'll get up tomorrow, have my ready break. I can edit that podcast. I wonder how many people have watched my videos or listened to my podcasts overnight. Ooh, I can't wait. Ooh, every morning's like Christmas morning. Except I haven't had to worry about some big man in a costume creeping around my bedroom. This is totally true, right? We call him Father Christmas in England. I know he's called Santa in other places. I think the young people probably call him Santa now. I know my niece used to call him Santa. And I was like, but it's Father Christmas. And then I realised that actually, who am I to tell someone else what they should call, Father Christmas? If they want to call him Bobby McBobby, they can, can't they? Kangaroo Brain, whatever they want to call him, it's up to her, really. But I did keep saying it's Father Christmas. When there's no one around, I said it's Father Christmas, not Santa. And I shouldn't say that out loud in case someone's listening from the family. So I remember I was about 8 years old. Not really celebrated Christmas before. I mean, we celebrated Christmas, when I was 7, we celebrated Christmas. But that was kind of the first time that I ever remember celebrating Christmas. It doesn't mean it is, but it's the first time I remember Christmas was when I was 7. Although I'm not sure if I even remember that, but I know it happened. That's the first time I know it definitely Christmas occurred. But I do have a vague memory of a Christmas tree in the children's home. I mean, I imagine they would celebrate Christmas. I mean, Catholic nuns, But so I'm pretty certain Christmas would have been a lot of church time back then. But also probably a nice time as well. It's probably Christmas carols and stuff like that. And thinking about it, because I lived in Southend at the time, I remember going to what do you call it? What's that thing He's behind you, pantomime. I've been to a pantomime as an adult when I dated someone that had a little kid. And what was that? I think that was Captain Hook or Peter Pan, one of them. That was good, I liked it. But I also went in Southend because there was a theatre on the pier. There probably still is. And longest pier in Europe. One of the longest piers in the world, I think, at the time. It's, although it's been shrunk. Once it was hit by a ship. Another time there was a fire. Or two fires, so yeah, it's, you think it'd be relatively easy to put it out, wouldn't you? Like being on the sea. But I suppose, yeah, it's hard to reach, isn't it? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you this is true. Where I lived when I was 8, from 7 onwards to about 19, I lived in this little town, and there was a pier on the beach, like there is probably most beaches, I suppose. And there was this big whale, not a real whale. It was, although there was a whale on the beach once. That was actually one of the most exciting things that ever happened in that town, when the whale washed up. It was there for ages. But anyway, this was like a pretend a whale. It was like a bouncy castle, but a whale. So you had to go inside. It's basically just a big whale, but you went inside the mouth, I think, and there was all bouncy stuff inside. Absolutely brilliant fun. Phenomenal fun. And it's just brilliant. It's really, really, really good. It's just a trampoline, basically, or bouncy castle, but without a castle. And the good thing is you could go in it even when it was raining. Well, one day it blew out to sea, and there was 1 or 2 kids inside when it blew out to sea. They were fine. They rescued them and everything. Traumatic, but I think after that they got rid of it. I guess, yeah, people aren't going to want to go on it after that, are they? But I used to wonder myself, you know, when I went in there, I thought, well, if it does blow out to sea, because I did think about that, if it got blown out, then it'd just float on the sea, or would it just swim away? Because I was young, I wasn't sure, you know, I kept being told, well, it's not a real whale. You had to just go inside a real whale's mouth and bounce around. It's like, okay. Oh, come on, I was a kid. I was only like 18. So that was a weird thing. That happened. What's the other thing I was going to tell you? I forget now. It's gone out of my head. Oh, never mind. Oh, Christmas. Yeah. So I was living in this council house. It was a new build. That's where my nan and granddad ended up living as well. So I was there for about a year. Just over a year, or just over a year. And loved that house. The only house I've ever liked. Only house I've ever loved, really, is that house. It's just got good memories, because when we lived there, things were brilliant. And then my nan and granddad lived there, and then my nan lived there on her own. And, you know, I was going into that house from the age of 7 years old all the way to the age of about 40, maybe, yeah, about 40, maybe a little bit younger than that, but it's a long time anyway. So it's for at least 30 years I was going in and out of there. I don't mean just continuously just going in and out, that'd be weird. But, you know, visiting. Yeah, I love that house. I mean, that's one of those weird things I would do if I won the lottery. Not that I do the lottery, but I think I'd quite like to buy that house. If the person was willing to sell it, buy that house and buy the house next to it. And I don't know why, I just like the idea of not having a neighbour. I suppose I could knock through, but if I knocked through to make one much bigger house, then it would no longer be the house that I remembered, would it? Although I used to go into the house next door as well. When I was like 7 and 8, I used to go in there, and because we were friends with the neighbours, and I used to go in there when I used to go and play with the girl, because she was, I think, 2 years younger than me. Her brother was 2 years older than me. My brother was the same age as him, so he'd be around there, and I'd just be around there hanging out. And then when I got to 19, I started spending some time with the girl again. So she was still living there, so I was still kind of visiting my nan and stuff like that, and I'd always kept in contact with her, because I'd seen her. I'd always see her sort of regularly, but not hanging out or anything. And then, I mean, literally, this is a weird story. Like, she was absolutely, it's hard to say beautiful, because everyone's, you know, has a different idea what beauty is, but she was, I don't know what the right word is, probably photographically pleasing. Does that make sense? Kind of what you would see as like a traditional model, whatever, I don't know, facially. But she didn't have any confidence, because she didn't seem to have any confidence, because she had a birthmark on her face. It's only a little birthmark, just a mole, I don't know, it wasn't anything like spectacular. But she had it removed when she was about 17. Transformed her personality. She was still lovely, but she was enjoying the attention. And that confidence meant, I mean, there was literally boys knocking on her door all the time, like fighting over her because they wanted her attention. And it wasn't because she got rid of the birthmark. It was because she just suddenly realised the power she had. And it was interesting to watch, because, you know, I still saw her as just this little kid, and she saw me as the next door neighbour, really, or the next door neighbour's grandson. So, really, Vinny? Thanks, mate. And I didn't see her for years and years and years. Last time I saw her, I think she was working in a pharmacy. And she'd had about 17 children. But she was lovely. She's like one of these people that's just really nice. Do you know? There was a girl at school who arguably was one of the probably most popular females in the school, both by the women and by the boys and the girls. And some of the girls she hung around with weren't particularly nice, you know, not very friendly, very, you know, to me anyway. But she always was. And her dad was the mayor of the town. And because I was in the Sea Cadets, because I was in school with her, I was also in the Sea Cadets, which meant she used to see me, like, and speak to me and stuff, because we'd all be hanging around, and when there was some kind of mayoral procession in the town, the Sea Cadets would be out, the Army Cadets and the what's the other one? Air Cadets, that's it, Air Cadets. And probably the Scouts and the Brownies or whatever. So we'd all be kind of marching along. And she was so nice, but so kind of out of my league in a way, but not personality-wise, but just, I mean, she was a woman and I was a boy. I was like a child and she was an adult. And, you know, she was dating men with cars. They were picking her up from school. And I had my little rucksack on, carrying my lasagna from cooking lesson, spilling it all over myself. Why doesn't she love me? I could give you a lift on me racer. A BMX. And I saw her probably about 2002 or 2003. I was visiting, because I was living in London at this point. I had long hair, and we bumped into each other, and she was like so nice to me. The fact that she actually remembered me was surprising, because we left school in 86, sorry. I hadn't seen her for, what's that, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. So what's that, 7 years? I think I changed a fair bit in 7 years. I mean, I had a ponytail, long hair. I guess I probably would look different, but she recognised me, asked me how I was, asked her how, I mean, she had changed quite a bit herself. And I said, like physically, I mean, and she said, how are you? She said, I've had 150 children. I said, wow. So she'd had, well, I don't know, maybe two or three, but she had kids. And that seemed to happen a lot in that little town. I think it's partly because at the time they didn't have a McDonald's. So there wasn't anywhere to really hang out. So it was a case of just, you know, having babies, I guess. I mean, it's such a little town. It was the old thing, isn't it? In the middle of nowhere, but it literally, everything shut off. Once the buses and the trains stopped at about 8 o'clock, unless you had a car, you couldn't leave. I mean, you could walk, but you wouldn't get very far, because the next town was probably 4-5 hour walk, 6 hour walk or something. Heck of a walk. Although I did do it. I did walk it a couple of times. It was a weird one. I got my glasses. So this is when I was just left school, and I was wearing glasses. I was just, I was just about to leave school, and I had to wear glasses all the time because I had a lazy eye, apparently. And the optician thought it was funny. He kept, whenever I spoke, he kept saying, "Who are you talking to?" It's like, which is rude. And it was rude. And I decided, and probably knowing me back then, I didn't take any precautions or preparations. No milk, no food, not milk, no water, no food, nothing. No money. I just decided to walk to the next town. And I'm walking on the motorway, on the grass verge, watching the bus go past, basically following the bus route, because I don't know any other route. but I'd done the journey on a bus many a time. Well, a few times. And I got as far as... I didn't actually get very far, really. And I hitched. But I was gone for about 5 hours. And in the end, I hitched and got a lift back by a couple that were just on the way back. They were going to where I was going. Not the exact address. Otherwise, that would have been someone I knew, wouldn't it? It wouldn't really have been a hitchhike, would it? It would have just been a lift from a friend or a neighbour. But I can't even remember the freedom, because I think being at school, leaving school, I think that's part of the reason why I didn't care about things like career or what was going to happen next. I was just so relieved to have that freedom, to just not have to go there anymore, because I just didn't, I guess, appreciate the wonderfulness of my school. It's a nice way to put it, isn't it? I was relieved to not have to go in there anymore. Although I did feel a little bit nostalgic, knowing that it wasn't just that I didn't have to go in there anymore, but I was never going to go in there anymore. I had no reason to. And I suppose if I kind of planned it a bit better, I could have had kids, and then they could have gone there, and I could have gone in for parents' evening and stuff like that, or to collect my kids up when they're being expelled. But I didn't really think that far ahead, really. I remember that, though. I remember that day, that last day of being in there. Because I think someone said to me, you know, we don't have to come in anymore. I said, what? I said, yeah. I said, really? I said, yeah, okay, cool. I didn't even know. Then I received a letter saying, you have to turn up for these exams. Exams? So, when I left school, there was CSEs and O-levels. And then if you did the O-levels and passed, you could then go on to do A-levels. And if you did the A-levels and passed, you could then go on to do a degree at university. And if you did the degree, undergraduate degree, and passed, you could then go on to do a master's. And if you completed the master's successfully, you could then go on to do a doctorate. And that would all be free. Free. Back then. But I was at the lowest ring, whatever you want to call it. So I was put down for CSE. Apparently they just put me down because they had to put me down. I wasn't allowed to leave school without doing an exam. Apparently it was the law or whatever. So maths, I was doing City and Guilds maths, which is almost like it's the lowest possible maths exam at the time, and I still failed it. I failed every single exam I took. And it was just, I was trying to think, I think the last two exams I just didn't turn up because I thought, well, what, realistically, what are they going to do? Are they going to come and arrest me? No. I hope. And I just thought, what's the point then? Because I had a job, I was working in a chip shop, and I was literally taking time off from the chip shop to go and do my exams, because I'd already left school, and I just had to go back in, I don't know, the June time or whatever. So I left school in probably the March, April. So I just had to go back and do certain exams in the sports hall. And I'm like, what am I doing? I mean, maybe I'd do it a little bit different now. I don't know. It's like one of those things, you know, so what would you do if you could change things? If you could go back, what would you do different? It's an impossible question, isn't it? Really. What would you do different? My preferred question, and it's not mine, this is from, I forget his name. It was a psychotherapist. And it wasn't even from him, it was from a philosopher. So it was, the question is, starting right this moment, so if you had to live your life from this moment over and over again, so, you know, whenever you pass away, when that happens, then you get reborn, but in this moment of your life. So you have to relive all the experiences from now onwards. Nothing from the past, but just from now onwards. How would you live your life? What would you do? Because then you'd have control over the experiences that you're going to re-experience. And I remember reading that probably 20 odd years ago thinking, wow, it's a bit mind-blowing really. I mean, you could say that again, like in a sense of Groundhog Day. If you had to re-experience, and it was going to be the same day every day, but you're going to experience it the same, and you're not going to know it's Groundhog Day. You're just going to have to go through all the emotions, all the ups, all the downs, all the whatever. And maybe it's Groundhog Year. Maybe not Groundhog Day, but Groundhog Year. So you got a whole year, and everything you do in that year would then go back and you'll relive that whole year again, over and over again, but you won't know you're reliving it. But the first year, you get to decide everything that happens to make sure that you get to live the best year that you can over and over again. There again, so this is me saying it now, this is my version. How would you live that year? What would you do in that year to make it the best year ever? If you were going to have to relive it over and over again. Because you wouldn't know that you wouldn't know you were reliving it. But at the same time, you'd still be going through all the emotions and the experiences, the pleasures, etc. I find stuff like that interesting. Oh, I do. I was watching this video on nihilism, and this bloke, he was talking about people having... He was talking about atheism and talking about purpose, and some people struggling to find a purpose and a meaning and stuff if it isn't to do with religion. And I'm watching this video. It's a YouTube video, and I understand the concept of nihilism, nihilistic thinking. I've been there myself multiple times. That's tendency I would go through, I say, in the downward spiral of the older bipolar. But at the same time, the idea that, because he was kind of almost saying that it's like fooling ourselves that there's meaning, and I was like, no. What was this ridiculous? There is meaning to what we do. There's meaning. I feel there's meaning to what I do. And the idea that someone's like dismissing that, someone that doesn't even know me, I know he's not thinking of me when he's saying it, but it's like, no, man, no, I don't agree with that, actually. Not just in a disagreeable way or just for the sake of being argumentative, but actually having spent decades thinking about this subject, probably since I was a child, trying to find some kind of reason and meaning to life, trying to figure it out, even as a tiny kid, I was like, okay, what's the purpose of this? What's going on here? Why? What's it all about? And I'm still like that. But I think I've found my purpose. I think. Yeah. So there. Blimmin' nihilistic people. I'm nihilist. No. It's like, really, Vinny? Oh, I had to take his bones away from him, because the last 3 days I've made 3 hypnosis recordings each day, as well as Let Me Bore You to Sleep. I mean, today's one as well, obviously, I guess. And it's amazing that he's so quiet, just laying down, doing nothing until I start the recording, and suddenly he comes to life. Makes so much noise. In the end, I had to take all his bones and stuff, put them on the table, and he had to find a way to make noise. So he jumped onto the settee and started to, should we say, clean himself, giving himself a bed bath. And because it's, I don't know if it's leather or faux leather or whatever on the settee, but it's squeaking and scratching, and he just keeps moving around. And then eventually he jumps off. I'll tell him to get down. I'm just like, come on, you've got to get down, please. Just maybe lay at my feet. So he does. He lays at my feet, and he starts scratching his toes and toenails against the metal feet of the table, the legs. It's like whatever he can do to make sound. That's why I have to let him do this now, because, you know, I can't expect him. I mean, he's a good dog. He's a good boy most of the time. He really is. And he's been, I don't know. Now, because I put the sofa closer to me now when I'm doing a recording, he's now starting to come up and give me kisses and stuff because he can get closer to me. So I think that was something that he used to annoy him because he couldn't get close to me. Now he can. So the other day he actually turned round, sat down on my leg and lay down on the armrest of the settee, because he just wanted to be touching me, just wanted to be, you know, part of it. He didn't want me holding him or picking him up. He doesn't like that. But he wanted to be part of what I'm doing, I guess, or just, next to me. Next to me, next to me, he just wanted to be next to me. Sorry, I apologise. Oh dear, getting tired now. I have to take the little one into the garden to do his final wee of the day. It's Tuesday, so I've got the rubbish out for tomorrow morning. Wednesday, I asked my neighbour to collect my prescription for me tomorrow. And then I have to phone the council about the toilet. I don't really want to. I've also gone back on TikTok. I don't know if I mentioned, but I came off of TikTok because I was a little bit annoyed with an interaction I had that wasn't very pleasing. And then I thought, you know what? I don't have to go live. I'm reaching a new audience with my videos, and I'm getting quite good numbers on the videos. So I decided to go back on there and just reopen. Everything was still saved on there, and yeah, so good. I've uploaded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 videos today. There was relaxation into the unknown from yesterday, but I uploaded it today. 615 views. There was bloom scrolling for emotional calm, 652 video views. Digital detox and mindful presence, 245 views. And about 2 hours ago I uploaded my yesterday's Let Me Bore You to Sleep. I've had 360 views of that. I've still got, how many have I got? 'Cause I'm behind with the podcast episodes. So detox, I've literally got 1, 2, 3 hypnosis recordings upload to TikTok, and then I'll have today's Let Me Bore You to Sleep as well. So yeah, it's how many does that work out altogether? 600, 1000, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 1700, 1800, 19. So just under 2000 views of my podcasts. Yeah, just under 2,000, about 1,900 views, something like that. Not bad in a day, is it? And that's without the other videos being viewed, so I probably had a few hundred of those as well. Ooh. So yeah, that's good. I'm just thinking, I probably won't upload any more tonight. I'll wait till tomorrow morning, then I'll upload. Well, I suppose I could upload one more, couldn't I? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm in the house where I used to live when I was 8, and I didn't really know about Father Christmas until I was kind of 7 or whatever. So I remember saying to my dad, I said, "Dad," he Yes. Yes, son. He never learnt any of our names. There was 4 of us and he just called us son. My sister used to get annoyed. But yeah, it's like, yes, son, yes, son. I'm still not sure if he knows my name. Seriously, I don't know. And I said to him, well, Father Christmas comes down the chimney, doesn't he? He said, yeah. We don't have a chimney. Because this is a new build house. To be fair, I probably didn't say a new build house because I only learned that term probably like 15 years ago. But, you know, just generally, there's no chimney. That was the point. There's no chimney, is there, Dad? He said, no. And he just looked at me like, so? I said, that's right, I'll get back to you. And I left it for a bit. And I came and said, Dad? Yes, son? Can I ask you a question? He said, can't I wait until we get out of bed in the morning? I'm tired. I said, no, so I just want to know, you said Father Christmas is coming with toys. I said, yes. Are you sure? He said, yeah. Okay. All right. I left it. So this was the week leading up. So it wasn't like the night before or anything. So it was the week leading up, and I prodded every now and then, just like, so Father Christmas, Dad, he's got a big sack of toys, like big, massive, because there's 4 of us, isn't there now that the baby brother has been born? Yes. So he has to bring them down a chimney. He said, yeah. But we don't have a chimney. He said, no. He said, what you've been asking me this all week. What is it you want to know? I said, well, don't worry about it. I'll get back to you. And I go away. So Christmas Eve, I just thought I'd had enough of this. I've got to find out. I mean, how is he supposed to deliver if we don't have a chimney? That was pretty much it. Dad, how can he get in? If we don't have a chimney, how's Father Christmas going to get in to put presents underneath the Christmas tree? And my dad said, it's easy. I'll just leave the front door open, unlocked. How much sleep do you think I got that night? Knowing that the front door was unlocked. Anyone could have walked in. Honestly, I got no sleep. I miss my brothers, like all full of energy. Me, I was like a 90-year-old man. Oh, not this again. Yeah, you got a present. Oh, Merry Christmas. Wow. Honestly, leaving the front door open. How irresponsible. I always struggled a little bit with Christmas. Because for me, I only wanted presents. I wasn't interested in what other people were getting. I was only interested in my own presents. And I imagine everyone's the same, but there was almost an expectation that we should be interested in seeing other people open the presents that we got them, or that I got them. And I wasn't. Apart from maybe my stepmom, my first stepmom, because I adored her, so I did. I wanted to, I wanted to get her the best present. I never did, probably, but I used to like to buy her ornaments and stuff like that. It's almost like I thought she was like an old lady. I mean, she was only in her 20s, but I was buying her like really stuff that probably nobody in their 20s ever wants to have. It was, I don't know, like a B-day. That didn't go down well. It took quite a long time for you to come up with B-day then, didn't it? Yeah, I know. It's almost like you were just sitting around waiting. What can I say next? Yeah, I know. It's like you just run out of words. Yeah, I know, but if you didn't mention it, no one would have noticed. No, I noticed. Other people will notice as well. Yeah, but you didn't have to point it out, did you? Yeah, but maybe if you made these recordings a bit earlier in the day, you wouldn't be so tired. I mean, you can hardly keep your eyes open, especially after taking that medication. I know. Why you keep telling me the obvious? Someone has to tell you. No, not necessarily. See, you can't even speak properly. That was mumble, was it? I didn't say it like that. Yes, you did. You said, no. I did not. I said, no, not necessarily. Okay, it was a bit slurry, but it wasn't like the way you said it. No. I didn't do it like that. Well, that's what it sounded like to me. Well, what do you think this sounds like to the people listening? Us arguing. It's not really us, is it? It's you. Well, it's you. What's us? It's me. Where do you begin? Where do I end? I don't know. Leave me alone. You should be able to think of another story before you go. I mean, you've done the Father Christmas story. The toilet, you've not mentioned the toilet yet. Well, you did, but you have not really gone into the story, have you? You only got as far as you were eating chocolate. Ah, thanks for reminding me. Right, back to it. See you later. So I'm sitting here. I'm just kind of woken up, a little bit groggy. Vinny woke me up for whatever, I don't know, for whatever reason. And I'm thinking chocolate Easter egg, Easter chocolate Easter egg in the fridge. And I'm visualising it and I'm thinking, So I went and go and get it, and instead of just breaking a piece off, I bring the whole thing into the living room, sit down, and just start like eating a little bit at a time. And I end up eating more than I expected to eat. And then I started to think about the toilet, because I realised that there's a chance that after eating that chocolate I might need to make some chocolate of my own. And I remembered that the bathroom, the toilet was completely covered in bleach. The toilet seat, everything. I couldn't sit down on it, which meant I had to go in there and clean the toilet, like properly, and mop. And I pulled the mop up. And I don't know how this happened, but last time I used a mop, which wasn't that long ago, there was a thick crust on the bottom of the mop bucket, which I couldn't get out. So I just filled it with water, just used it anyway. Well, in the meantime, what's happened is the water's dried up, and when I pulled the mop out of the bucket, it pulled the whole of that bottom off. So it's now almost clean inside, but this thing was attached to the mop. So I had to use the bath. So I'm thinking, okay, well I turned on the bath, tap, the hot tap, to try and kind of remove it all, and without having to touch it. And what happened? I get covered in water because the shower is attached. It's on shower, so it goes all over me. Brilliant, great start. And I'm trying to get this mop clean, and it won't be clean. It's just brown and brown. It continues to be brown. So after breaking off all the stuff in the bath, I then move it to the sink and start doing the same, with the hope that, if I rinse it enough times, it will become, well, the water will be clear that comes out of it. But no, it nearly got there, but not quite. So then I poured some water into the bucket, the mop bucket. I cleared out the residue, put some hot water in, some washing up liquid. Didn't need to put any bleach in there because the floor is covered in bleach. So at this point, I got gloves, went to the storage room, got some gloves, which these blue gloves, which are pretty good for what I was doing, actually. And so I cleaned the toilet, cleaned around the edges, cleaned everything. And then I cleaned the sink, partially. It still needs cleaning, but I got most of it clean. And then I mopped the bathroom floor. It took a while because of all the bleach, but eventually I got it done. And now all I can smell is bleach. Ugh, seriously. So I don't know, and there's a good chance I splashed bleach all over myself, which I should be able to notice because bleach makes the clothes go orange, I think. But I can just change the clothes tomorrow anyway, so it's fine. I didn't get, when I say splash, there's no obvious splashes, but doesn't mean that nothing splashed. There's a chance I got bleach on the bottom of my shoes. There's a good chance of that, I suppose. Yeah. But now the toilet's clean. The sink is nearly done. The sink, it needs cleaning, but I gave it a scrub in, and it's basically, it just needs more clean. But it looks like it's been used, but it doesn't look like it's never been cleaned. if that makes any sense whatsoever. Now all I've got to do is do something with the bath, because now the bath is dirty because of the mop bucket. So I have to sort that out. So what I'm going to do before I go to bed, I'm going to pour another big thing of bleach down the toilet and leave it there all night. And hopefully that will do the trick. Do a bit more. It's more limescale than anything else, to be honest. You get a very high limescale area here. You get it in the kettle quite a lot, and in the toilet. It's quite hard to break it. I mean, I suppose I could break it off with a bit of metal or something like that, but I don't really want to kind of start doing stuff like that. Bleach does do the trick, but it takes a while. I mean, if I wanted to, I can reduce most of it if I put bleach down there every single day, like 2 or 3 times a day usually it takes, but I generally forget after. But that was a toilet story. I thought we covered quite a few things today. Facebook not working, me doing a lot more recordings, me rejoining TikTok, the toilet not working properly, Vinny licking my ankle, and what else? Wonderful stories of Father Christmas from the past, philosophical ideas. Ooh, it's been quite a feast. Quite a feast indeed. Also, I've been watching the Spartacus House of Asher, and I thought I'd finished it, but there's still another episode. I thought last week's was the last one, and when I was on Prime Video, like, oh, there's another episode. I was so excited. So I might have a little look to see how many episodes there are, because there might be 10, which means there's another one. I mean, there might be more than 10, but I'm getting the feeling it's coming near the end. It feels like it's pretty much coming to the final episode, which I think will be next week. I don't know when next week, but I'm looking forward to it, because also this weekend Nick Ball is defending his world title on Saturday night, so I'm looking forward to that as well. So that'll be good. Yeah, it'll be lovely, lovely. And tomorrow, when I wake up, I'm going to edit this podcast and upload it, of course. And then my aim is to do 3 hypnosis sessions, like I have done for the last 2 days. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but that's what I'm heading for. I just want to see, because one of the things that I notice when I do a relaxation session or hypnosis session is it relaxes me. I feel relaxed, and that's what I need. It calms down my body, my mind, and it's easy. It's not something that's difficult at all for me to do. So I can just sit here and just talk. Once I've figured out what I'm going to talk about, what I want to aim for. That's Vinny, by the way, eating. He's not even eating his own food. He's not eating his own food today. He's eating a little bit of it all day. You need to eat your own dinner, Vinny. What's that on your chin? Vinny, what's that on your chin? Oh, it's gone now. Is it bread? Hey? I mean, if he doesn't want to eat, he doesn't want to eat. I mean, he never goes hungry. He's not that kind of... I don't think any dogs would they really, but... You're a cheeky little monkey, you know that? So he's now pretty much standing on the side. He's now standing on my right leg. So I'm sitting in a chair at the table. The settee is right next to me. So his two hands are on my leg. His tail is wagging. It's a wagging, isn't it? It's a wiggling. And his legs are still on the settee. You right? He just wants to have a little look around, see what I'm up to, don't you? Do you want to give me kisses? Is that what you want to do? You want to give Daddy kisses? Hmm? Want to give Daddy kisses? Oh, will you give me Daddy kisses? Oh, thank you. Yes. You seem to be in quite a good mood recently. Don't you? Why is that? Why are you in such a good mood? Why are you in such a good mood? I think the moving the sofa closer to the chair is cheered him up. It's weird, isn't it? Just something as simple as that he feels he's no longer separate. He's part of it. I know I'm looking probably too much into it, but now I can like stroke him, and he can just sit there and just look at me and just be just being with me, I guess, instead of sitting on the sofa on his own or being on the floor. He still likes to be on the floor, don't you? You still like to have little sleeps. What's that on you? I see that on your mouth. What is that? Was that your tooth? Is he a tooth? Do you know some people call a tooth tooth? And I've heard, you won't believe this, some people call, you don't want to believe this honestly, some people call a roof a roof. A roof, that's what doggies do, roof. Isn't it, Vinny? Go ruff, ruff. Ruff, ruff. Ruff, ruff. What? They call a roof a roof. What's going on there? What's going on there, Vinny? I know, it's weird, isn't it? So yeah, let me just check. So the yesterday's Let Me Boy to Sleep that I uploaded, it was 360, it's now 395. So that's the last 5 or 10 minutes. So it'd probably be, I don't know, 600 by the morning. And I'll upload the next one, which will be, because I did 3 today. I did Nostalgic Calm, which lasts for 16 minutes 57 seconds. I did Authentic Stillness, which lasts for 30 minutes 54. You know, if you're not listening to the longer versions. And I did one, the last one was called Attention Reset, lasting 22 minutes 9 seconds. And although they don't last very long, there's a lot of editing, especially with him barking and all the noises he was making. It's a lot of editing, much more editing than what I do with these ones, because I suppose I could edit out a lot of his sounds, but he's part of this. For me anyway, he's part of the Let Me Boy to Sleep podcast. He is just like Andre used to be. And I like the idea of maybe listening back in the future and hearing him pottering around in the background, chewing on a bone, or maybe me sort of saying hello to him and stuff like that. I don't know, just because I have that with Andre's podcasts. He's on loads of them, just ruffling around in the background. And it's nice. It feels nice because he's such an important part of my life. It's just me and him. We're a partnership, I guess. We are companions. That it's just me and him. So it makes sense for him to be part of this, the podcast. I don't, I edit out anything. If he's barking and stuff, I don't leave that in. But right now he's on the table looking for stuff to steal. And he's getting... I'm surprised that he does it when I'm here, watching him. I'm watching you. Who are you going for? What? What is it, Vin? Do you want to say hello to everybody? Do you want to say hello to everyone? You say hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. My name's Vinny. Vinny. My name's Vinny. Hey? Right, he doesn't. I realise he's probably not going to know what a podcast is, and technically, but he knows that when I get to the end and I say, thank you for listening, all that stuff, as soon as I say take care of yourself, bye, if he's asleep or whatever, he stops and he jumps up. Don't you? Don't you? Eh? You know, don't you? Straight away. Yes, you do. Straight away, you know. He's turning his head. That is so cute when you turn your head. I get kisses. Okay, don't worry about it. Your kisses. Oh, kisses. Oh, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, he's my little boy. I think I sometimes think that maybe he's starting to get used to me a bit. That was a weird noise. That was like a yawn. Hey? What was that? What was that? What was that? Do you want to go in the garden and do a wee-wee? Do you do your last wee of the day? He keeps looking over there. What are you looking at? What is it? What is it? I watch Frasier nearly every morning for at least one, maybe 2 episodes. I just like watching it when I'm having my breakfast. And Vinny sees Eddie, the dog, every single day. But occasionally he'll have a little bark. He'll jump up. Yeah, he just knows who Eddie is. He sees, honestly, it's like Frasier's on all year round, year through year through year, every year, just forever. They just start from the beginning and just continue. They show like 3 or 4 episodes every day during the week. And then they just repeat it. They show it again from start to finish. And I just love it. It's weird, but I just love the show. There are some episodes that I've just seen too many times and it's like, oh, no. Almost like word for word know what's going to happen. Although there was some one of the funniest scenes that I really liked was, and it's near the end of the whole thing, I think. Daphne is with Frasier's dad. They're in a restaurant. And Daphne's saying, oh, I think Frasier's dad was saying, so how do you see me? How do you perceive me? And she said, well, you're like I think he was trying to get compliments like, I don't know. But anyway, she came out with, you're like a pet. You're like a pet to me. And I found it so funny when I first saw it. Just because it was just the way they were guiding it, because it's a very clever comedy, isn't it? And it's very much unexpected thing for her to say, like pet. It's really, really funny. That was such a funny scene. But I don't know when it is. I think it's near the end of like the whole thing. Because I think the last season, which I think they're doing now, it's started to go a bit weird. It was funny, but it still went in strange directions. Yeah, I think once Niles and Daphne get together. Sorry if I hope I haven't spoilt anything, but they end up getting married. Sorry. I mean, you've had 25 years to get used to it. You should have caught up by now. But once they got together, I mean, really, the will they, won't they? I don't think it was even in the script. Like for the first 6-7 years, it wasn't. He was just infatuated with her. She was oblivious to him and how he felt. But it didn't look like it was ever going to go in that direction, because he was married. But then they sort of changed it, didn't they, to the point where they started to find out. She found out how he felt about her, and he found out how she felt about him, and blah, 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 blah. And Niles gets married to someone else, and Daphne gets engaged to someone else. And then on the wedding day, she takes off with Niles, and yeah. So it went. Just went in a different direction to how it was before. But then they couldn't stay where it was, could they? They had to move. They couldn't have the same characters just doing the same thing all the time. I suppose they could have done, but imagine having 11 years of Niles coming into Fraser's apartment and just talking about Maris, and Daphne there talking about England and using American terminology when she wouldn't do that in reality, because maybe she would. I suppose if you lived in America for long enough, you probably would. You'd take up the mannerisms, wouldn't you? But it's just in this country, if Daphne was in this country, she wouldn't be saying out loud, "Oh, he just patted me on the fanny," because it's a different meaning. It doesn't, so. And there was. I've noticed that the few things that I found a bit, just a bit sussy, a bit suspect, I don't know if it was the need for it, was when it came to Daphne. Like, they get her using words that English people don't use, but really kind of completely. There's some words that I don't even understand. I had to look them up. But then other words they get her using that are like American, but they sometimes get Daphne using words that are old English that even English people don't use anymore. And I think a description for Paul, I think she said a stick ball or something. Like, it hasn't been called that since the 17th century. And then her brothers. Now, her mum, perfect. Her dad, perfect. Both had the accents, perfect. Every single brother. Bearing in mind they all lived in Manchester, yeah? Every brother had a different accent. Now, I'm not sure if the American audience would have noticed that, but as an English person, it's very obvious. So the brother that's in it the most has kind of got, I don't think he's even English in reality, but he's, let's find out who he is, because his accent, I think it's more southern, but it doesn't sound like anything I've heard before. And he's got a Scottish brother, she's got a Scottish brother, and so there's people from all over, like the United Kingdom, different accents, which is not what you're going to get if you're born in one area. Everyone generally has the same accent. And okay, let's have a look. Daphne's brothers. Right. Daphne's brothers. So let's have a look. So Daphne's brothers. Daphne Moon. Daphne Brothers. Fraser's family drama, Daphne's Brothers, is in Fraser some of the most colourful and unpredictable characters that ever appear on the show, which is true. I mean, can't knock that, but roles on the series, family, accent. Oh, is she not from? Is she not from Manchester? I thought, where is she from then? In reality, so she's Jane Leaves. Oh, she's from Ilford, Essex. 64 now. Wow. All right, so she's not. That's good. She did a good accent. I think her accent was great. I mean, she could have easily have done an Essex accent. That's not difficult. Like speak like me, I guess. But I do wonder. Her family. Frau's Nazra. Why are they talking about the family? Oh, none of them are there. Harry Moon father, Gertrude Moon mother, Simon Moon. So Simon, why is that not coming up? I've got an idea. Let's have a look. If we go to Fraser, it's probably going to have all the moons listed. Let's have the characters. Come on, list of Fraser characters. So when it comes to the moons, come on. Greg, Kenny Daly, Noel Shempsky, Gertrude Moon, Grammy Moon, Harry Moon. So it's Brian Cox. That's the Michael Moon, Robbie Coltrane. He's the most Scottish person. Well, he's no longer with us, actually. Oh, I forgot about that. Wow. But he was the most Scottish, very famous in this country, very Scottish. Like, as Scottish as you can get. And he's Scottish in the show as well. So he doesn't even try and put a different accent on. And Simon Moon, where's he from? South Australia. So he was Australian. But still a good character, to be fair. He was the only brother that was really regularly on the show, isn't he? He was like, you had the others, but they just kind of popped in. David Moon. Oh wow, okay. Nigel Moon briefly appeared in Something Borrowed, portrayed by Cameron Dye. So let's see where he's. So he's American. Okay. Peter Moon, Nigel Moon, Billy Moon. Oh. So why are they not saying who played him? Stephen Moon, Richard E. Grant. He's super posh. Although he was born in South Africa, apparently. But he's, yeah. It's just, I don't know, it's because I knew at least two of the brothers, like Richard E. Grant, very famous, and Robbie Coltrane. Coltrane. And I knew that one of those was Scottish and one was like really well-spoken English. And they didn't even try and put on, as far as I know, didn't even try and put on a northern accent like Manchester. But then you could say to me, yeah, but and I'd say, what do you mean? But do you know all the different accents in America or in Canada or in Australia? And I'd say to you, yes, I do. I know all of them. I studied them at college. I have a degree in accents. So there. No. But the benefit I have is I'm pretty certain, maybe not now because, excuse me, because we have streaming. So other countries are going to hear English people speaking more than perhaps they used to. But I reckon, sort of someone my age growing up, I would have heard a much more American TV shows and accents than America heard of English. You know, sort of in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s maybe. And a lot of the English shows that become really popular abroad, things like Downton Abbey. I don't talk like that, you might have noticed. And most people don't. And what's the other one? Absolutely Fabulous. That was quite, wasn't it? That was popular in America. If you want to go for someone normal, The Office, the English version of The Office with Ricky Gervais, that is how English people talk. It's very much kind of, it's very kind of Middle English kind of accent, really. EastEnders, Coronation Street. I mean, different parts of the country, but you know, if you want to know kind of what it's like kind of an average kind of northern accent, listen to Coronation Street. Watch Coronation Street. If you want to go for like an average southern accent, then EastEnders. Now there's a lot of other accents, obviously, very strong, different accents around the country, but that's at least a start. If you want to kind of, if you've only ever kind of I've said kind of a bit, haven't I? If you've only been a witness to posh accents, and maybe thought that English-speaking people always were very eloquent. I mean, yeah, if you listen to me, you realise that obviously they're not, because I'm not eloquent. Elocution. Is eloquent something to do with elocution lessons? Eloquent, elocution. I just realised that there might be a connection between that. And I feel so proud of myself for no reason. And it might not be correct, but I'm going to believe it anyway. I'm really going to believe it. I am. And it feels nice. I feel like I've accomplished something. Like I've really made a difference to the world. Eloquent elocution. I would search it on the laptop, but it had involved taking my hand out of my pocket. And I'm feeling very lazy. So 3.95 is now 4.09. Okay. So what I would do, so at the moment on TikTok I'm following 244 people. I got 174 followers and I got 2,711 likes. And my thing is there, Let Me Bore You to Sleep, and then my website, and my name's Jason Newland. I make daily podcasts to help people sleep. And that's it. 3, 6, 9, 12. There are a lot of lots of videos on there. Lots and lots and lots and lots. Loads. Wow. Loads and loads. It's weird though, because I'd uploaded loads, right, in the past, probably a couple of years back, and all but one was getting about 6. I did have the first one uploaded was 124 plays, but the rest were kind of like 12, 16, one got 50. So what I did a few weeks ago, or probably maybe end of December, beginning of January, I forget, I started uploading some videos, and the first one I uploaded got 710 views. The second one 254, third one 38. The thing is, I was uploading quite a few in a day, because I thought I got this big backlog. 280 for the next one, 313, then 276, 254, 259, 59, and then I had a few that were quite low, 59, 36, 73, 41, and I thought, oh, I'm uploading too many in a day. Either that or people have just got bored. 103, 55, 26, 67, 29, 56. So what I did, I thought, right, I started to think, oh, I don't know what's going on here. But then the next one, which was, I got 486. So I thought, oh, this is good. And then I got a video of Vinny, got 2,317. The next one, Release and Tension, got 1,293. The next one was 148. The next one was, I can't even see how many's there. Blimey, can't see. It's just the writing's too small. Nope, 297 on that one. 98, 47, 42. So it just went down a bit, which is a bit rubbish. But I think I was just uploading so many from the past. I was going backwards, if you know what I mean. 154, 16, 39, 21, 34, 62, 30, 33. I basically went back and just found all the old, not old, but recently old hypnosis recordings, and kind of overdid it a bit. one I got 204, then 76, 105, 31, 26, 30 something, 34, 46, one was 16, 191, 16, 27, 9. Do you see what I mean? It's like really a bit sporadic. Then I get the occasional one, 134, 31, 37, 16, 34, 75, 26, 32, 1. So I was uploading bunches of videos, and I realised that it's probably not a good idea to do it like that. So after a while I thought, I might try and stick to some kind of a plan, but I continued anyway. So it did start to grow though, so I uploaded less often, instead of just doing one after the other. So the next one, 85, then 96, 74, 173, Vinny, an old video, but it's Vinny on the sofa, eating the sofa, 246, another quite an old one, 234 from me. There's another one of Vinny, 262. There's an old hypnosis one, 14. So I upload a few of Vinny's, 219, 25, 21, 15, one of Andre, two of Andre, three of Andre, 115, 491, and 718. Uploaded a video of me from 2007, 17 views. Then I uploaded a video, some more older, quite a long time ago, relaxation recordings where I don't even have grey hair, 25, 19, 45, or was it 145, I can't quite tell, 33, 32, 47, 92, 62, 54. So these are recordings from the past, 31, 94, 36. These are the views I'm getting. 33, 90, 27, 53, 69, 25, 57, 112, 30. So 33, 30, 101, 18, 99. So this is when I started to move upwards, started to get better views gradually. So 51, 133, 56, 12, 40, 122, 76, 11. So I think these were before Christmas. 59, 62, 76, 30, 41. I mean, you could say these obviously are not great amounts, but 59, 46, 52, 54, 82, 88, 52, and it starts to grow. 316. Then I've got 70. The next one, 286. So 286. Next one is 152. 110. 98. Um, 98 and 181. 119. Now this is when things started to turn. So after I did Happy New Year's Eve, so I got 181. Happy New Year, 119. The next one, which I guess was, I don't know, not sure quite what day it was, but just after the New Year, 725. The next one, 895. The next one, 280. 311. 696. Then 260. Then there's a video of Viddy in the snow, 668. Then there's another video of my podcast, 673. Goes down to one day, 238. Then back 663. 227. 222. And 665. 217. And this one was like 20. Which wasn't the best one, was it? Next one, 233. Next one is 690. 624. So it seemed to be, the more I got 600 plus, the more often I got another one at 600 plus. But occasionally they go down. So 690, then the next day 624. Next day 655, no 255, sorry, then 693 again, 227, the next one 657, 234, then the next one 641, and then the next two 272 and 262, the next one is 815. The next day 661, 211 the next day. Then the next one was, this was the gentle effort to stay awake, 7,098. The next day 706, 232 the next day, and then 625. What are you doing? Keeps kicking me out. 625. Then the next one is 252, 726, 624, 692. So you see, it's kind of staying higher up rather than going too low down. I'm still getting the lower ones, but not as often. So 692, 708, 642, 199, 618, 654, 246 and 410. That's 420 now. So all in all, it seems to be going a-okay, kind of. Really sound like someone's knocking on my door then, but it's not, which is good. I don't want anyone knocking on my door. Although I do have to go and take the Vinny man outside to do a wee-wee. To do a wee-wee. Vinny, do you want to do a wee-wee? My little Vinny, 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 wee-wee. Vinny, 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 Vinny. Right, there's enough power on that. So I'm pretty much done for the day, if I'm honest. Pretty much finished. Time for bed. Beddy pies. So, yeah, I didn't expect to still be talking at this time. I thought I was going to finish. It's like nearly 20 to 12. It's a late one. Considering I had nought to talk about, I still managed to talk for nearly 2 hours about noting at all. So I'd just like to say thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting me. And remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy. Be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. And remember, if you need to ask for help, then just ask. It's important. We all need help sometimes. So please just ask for help. if you need to. There's always someone that will help you. Take care, lots of love, and I will speak to you again tomorrow. Bye.